So my name's Eloise and I am the Student Recruitment and Marketing Coordinator at UOW College. I am also a previous college student as well. So I did a pathway to get into university. Okay, so welcome everyone, and thank you for taking time out for your busy evenings to join us. Please feel free to enter any burning questions you may have into the Q&A during the session, and we're more than happy to answer those questions. We also will have some dedicated time at the end of the information session for anyone to ask questions, and I'm more than happy to answer them. Okay, so I just want to do an acknowledgement of country first. So we acknowledge that the country for Aboriginal peoples is an interconnected set of ancient and sophisticated relationships. The University of Wollongong spreads across many interrelated Aboriginal countries that are bound by this sacred landscape and intimate relationship with that landscape since creation. So from Sydney to the Southern Highlands, to the South Coast, from freshwater to bitter water to salt, from city to urban to rural. The university and UOW College acknowledges the devastating impact of colonisation on our campus's footprint and commit ourselves to truth-telling, healing and education. So this is a little bit about what you can expect this evening. So I'll do an introduction to the college. I'll also do an introduction to our panel members. At the moment, one of our panel members, our academic program manager, Henry, he is having some tech issues, which I've found is the theme of the week for me. So he will hopefully join us a little bit later on. I also wanted to touch on course offerings, benefits of studying at the college, as well as the different types of support that we offer, admissions information, scholarships, and important dates, as well as that time at the end for questions and answers. So just keep in mind, don't include any of your private information in the chat. If you want to discuss it further, and we can do that outside of the information session if it's anything private that you don't want anyone else to see. Okay, so we'll get started onto the next slides. So UOW College offers pathways into the University of Wollongong, which I'm sure many of you are aware of. So we do have our college located on the Wollongong campus, the Liverpool campus, and for anyone that's regional, we do offer online distance learning options too. So I did introduce myself before. I'm Eloise and I'm the Student Recruitment and Marketing Coordinator, and there is Dr. Henry Lee as well, who hopefully we can get on very soon because he is a fountain of knowledge. So at the college, we do offer pathway programs to UOW and vocational programs. So UOW College is a really viable option for students who may require some additional assistance before commencing their studies at UOW. We offer a range of pathway programs designed to prepare students for university level education. And so the college really is an excellent choice for those who may not meet direct entry into UOW, like myself when I applied. Maybe you're seeking extra support and a smoother transition into higher education. It's almost like a bit of a stepping stone between school and university. The college is really all about helping students who have left school straight out of high school or who went straight into the workforce from high school, and who really want to help, who really want to build on those academic skills to give them the best chance possible when they do go into university. We do also offer those vocational programs, like I mentioned. We won't really go into detail about them this evening because this is more of an academic-based information session. But in case anyone online this evening is interested in this area of study, or if someone you know is, these are vocational programs that can prepare you to go straight into the workforce, but they also give you the opportunity to progress into a bachelor degree at UOW as well. So you'll find a lot of students that study a diploma of nursing, for example, will complete that, become an enrolled nurse, work as an enrolled nurse while they're further in their studies to become a registered nurse. So these are the course offerings that we have at the college. We have quite a wide range. The college does offer pathways into all of the faculties at UOW. meaning that you can get into most degrees. Now, even if you can't get directly into a bachelor degree that you're interested in from a college pathway program, there's still a way to get in there. Generally, what we do is, for example, a Bachelor of Laws. That's not something a student can go directly into from a college pathway program, but generally students will go into maybe a Bachelor of Business or a Bachelor of Arts Psychology, and they'll study that for some time, normally 1 session to 2 sessions, and then they'll be able to apply to transfer into a Bachelor of Laws, or they can add that on as a double degree. So there's always ways to get into the degree you want to get into. It just may be that you have to take a little bit of a different path sometimes. So I just want to go over the benefits of studying and academic support at the college. And I can see that there's questions coming in as well. So that's fantastic. If I don't get to answering them right now, I'll definitely answer them once we get to the end of this information session. But I do have one of my awesome team members in the background answering questions and sharing links too. So feel free to keep asking questions. Now, there's lots of benefits when it comes to studying at the college. So I will touch on those now. So the college is located on the UOW Wollongong campus for anyone that's studying at Wollongong. We are in building 30, and we're also located at the Liverpool campus as well. So this means that UOW College students have access to absolutely everything a UOW student has access to. So by having this central location, it really does provide students with easy access to all of the university's resources. These are things that include the different facilities, the library, the computer labs, UniActive, all of the student services, clubs, societies, much, much more. So nothing is off the table for a college student there. As a college student, you can even make use of the university accommodation if you're moving away from home and you want to live on campus. I always say the 2 key differences between a college student and a university student is your student ID card, which will say UOW College instead of just UOW, as well as the class sizes. So the college class sizes are quite a bit smaller. That means you get more opportunity for that one-on-one learning, which can be a real advantage. So there is lots of academic support at the college. The college is all about helping you succeed, and we really want to help you build those academic skills so that when you do go into your university degree, you're really going to thrive in that environment. It's not going to be a shock. It's going to be a nice, smooth transition. So we do provide tailored programs that aim to develop students' academic skills and knowledge, and these programs really do focus on improving those essential skills such as research, critical thinking, writing, problem solving. So we really do want to have a supportive learning environment for all of our students so that students can really build a strong foundation for their future studies at UOW. And we also understand that some students may require a little bit more, a little bit more of extra assistance to thrive academically. That was me when I was at the college. I definitely needed that extra assistance. I'd been out of school for quite some time, didn't really love going to school when I was a high school student, so I didn't feel like I really fully engaged and probably lost out on a lot of learning opportunities while I was in high school. And the college really helped me build that confidence back up that I didn't necessarily have in myself. So we do have an extremely dedicated teaching staff and peer-assisted leaders, and we offer peer-assisted tutors. So as you can see on the screen here, we've got peer-assisted tutors, peer-assisted learning sessions, and peer-assisted coaches. Now, the peer-assisted, all of these 3 individual things are basically run by students or previous college students who did really, really well in their courses and who are there to help you do really well as well and help you succeed. So the peer-assisted tutors, they're embedded directly into tutorials, so directly into your classes, where there will be a tutor there walking around as well as your teacher, where they're able to assist you. So if you have any questions or if your teacher's busy with another student, there will be an extra person in that classroom ready to assist you. There's also peer-assisted learning sessions. So these are peer-led drop-in support sessions from those previous students that I was talking about that have done really well in UOW College course content when they were studying there. And then there's peer assistant coaching. So peer assistant coaching is more of an individual one-on-one academic consultations. And then you also have tutor consultations. So it can be a bit confusing because I mentioned peer assistant tutors before being previous students, but a tutor is also technically your teacher as well. So the person that's teaching you the content in the classroom. So they really are there to help you to improve your skills. And as I mentioned before, to help you build that confidence that you need to succeed. So this sort of individualized approach really does help students overcome challenges and build their confidence in their abilities that they may have not had before. So I can definitely vouch for that. We also have student advisors and the learning hub. So the student advisors are basically your first point of call for a lot of things. So there may be some personal stuff going on, maybe some stuff to do with your studies, and you can go and chat to them and they will direct you to the relevant people to help you. And then the Learning Hub is located in Building 30, and that's a place where you can go and book out study rooms, get support. There's a lovely guy there, Andrew, who is wonderful, and he's always willing to help students out. So you can always go and ask him any questions as well. So we also have additional support services. So we have counselling services. We also have a psychologist in Building 30. There's Career Central. We have our Wollongonga Indigenous Centre. There's also accessibility and inclusion support. So that's a really important one. If you have any additional needs yourself, or maybe you're a carer and you have to care for someone, accessibility and inclusion support is there to help you, and they can help assist you in ways. So it may be that you need some extra time on assignments. Maybe you need some extra time in exams. Whatever it may be, they will work with you to help put you on an even level playing field with other students who may not have those extra responsibilities or may not need that extra assistance. So I myself I've finished my degree now, but when I was studying my degree and studying at the college, I was part of the accessibility and inclusion support because I have a son who's highly autistic, and sometimes that takes time out of, I may be studying for an exam or maybe sitting an exam and he needs me. So I would need to drop everything and be there with him. So I was able to get extra time in my exams and extensions. So it just makes life that little bit easier when you have those extra responsibilities. Because once again, we really want to see you succeed. And when you go to university, the university wants to see you succeed as well. So just keep that, I guess, in the front of your mind that there's a lot of support at the college. There's also Studiosity. So Studiosity is really great if you don't have anyone to help you, I guess, proofread assessments, whatever it may be. Studiosity is a 24/7 online service that can help you with all of your assessments that may come your way. So they can help you with, structuring, grammar, that sort of stuff. So definitely take advantage of that. And that's a free service to use for all college students. So I'm just going to go over some admissions information now. So there are multiple entry options. So for anyone that hasn't applied yet, or anyone that's in the process of applying, or maybe you know someone that is interested in looking at higher education study, but they don't have an ATAR, well, the college is the place for them because we do assess students on ATAR or non-ATAR options as well. So for someone like myself, I didn't complete year 12. I left high school in year 11 and went and did an apprenticeship as a chef. So I didn't have an ATAR and I couldn't go directly into my bachelor degree. So I came into the college and did a pathway program and went into a Bachelor of Psychological Science from there. We also offer packaged offers. So for a lot of you that are online right now who have their offers already, who are enrolled into their course, you may have noticed that when you got your offer for the college course, you also got an offer for your bachelor degree. You may notice that on that offer, there's a condition for the bachelor degree, and that condition is that you complete your diploma, and then you can go straight into that bachelor degree once you successfully complete the diploma. So packaged offers are really great because it lets you see that, you've got your diploma course and then your bachelor course as well in one, and you don't have to go and apply for your bachelor once you've completed your diploma. So when it comes to fees is another big thing. I know a lot of people have questions about fees. So the college has Commonwealth supported places. So what that means is that the academic subjects for the diplomas are the equivalent to the cost of the subjects for your relevant bachelor degree. And we also offer HEX too. So HEX is where you don't have to pay back your fees until you're making upwards of $49,000, around that amount a year. So when you study a diploma at the college, which is essentially the first year of your bachelor degree, because once you've finished the diploma, in most cases, you'll go into the second year of a bachelor degree. The college diploma is essentially the first year of your bachelor degree. So you'll be paying the same amount as you would be if you were studying it under a bachelor. You're also going to have that extra qualification at the end of the diploma, where you'll have a nationally recognised qualification. And then when you finish your bachelor degree, you'll have your bachelor degree qualification too. So an extra qualification that you can hang up on the wall. So I'm just going to go over scholarships and important dates now. So at the college, we do offer scholarships. We have an Auntie Linda Cruise Scholarship, which is about supporting Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students. And for students that identify as Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander, you will get 100% tuition fee waiver. And this is for all of the courses at the college. So you can apply for that through the college website. There is an online application, and that comes through to our team and we assess it from there. And there's also the Illawarra Rugby League Scholarship. So this awards a player or volunteer affiliated with the Illawarra Rugby League competition to study an eligible college course. So this will cover all of your fees as well. And that's another one where you can just apply directly on the website. And yeah, also take note of those links that my colleague is sharing in the chat, because they're really helpful links that can help you sort of understand a little bit further. Okay, so some important dates. Now, for anyone that hasn't applied yet, you can apply now. Orientation. So for everyone that has an offer on here this evening, you may be wondering, when's orientation? When am I going to receive my invite for orientation so I can register? Well, orientation is coming up very, very soon. So it will be the 16th to the 18th of October. Anyone that is studying on the Liverpool campus here this evening, your orientation day will be the 18th of October. Now, these invites will be sent out next week sometime. So keep an eye out for them in your inbox. Just click on the registration link within the email, and it will actually show you what orientation day your diploma or pathway program is scheduled for. And then you can choose multiple sessions. So there's options to, help enroll if you haven't enrolled yet. There's student lunch as well. So that's a really good opportunity for you to, attend your orientation on campus and then attend the lunch and meet all your peers and get to know them. There will also be opportunity for campus tours. So definitely check out that schedule once you receive that email next week. If any questions pop up at all, feel free to reach out to us. There will be a reply email address that you can write to in the invitation, and we've also got a number that we can share with you as well, which I'll just put into the chat right now. So that number will come through to my team. Now, classes commence on the 23rd of October. That's the week starting the 23rd of October. So that doesn't necessarily mean that your class will be starting, you'll have your first class on the 23rd of October. It depends on your timetable. So your timetable will become available 2 weeks before class commencement. And what happens is you basically, once you've enrolled into your course, you'll be able to log on to the student online services. And that is where you choose your timetable. Now, you'll find that there's set days for each subject, but they will have multiple days, multiple times and offerings that you can enroll into. So I encourage everyone to sort of enroll into those as soon as possible, because sometimes classes can fill up and then you have limited sort of options onto what days you can attend. Now, there's also census date as well. So census date is a very key important date to remember, because census date is basically the date where if you decide that, say, for example, you're studying full-time, you're studying 4 subjects and you go, you know what, actually, I'm trying to work part-time, manage family life, whatever it may be, and 4 subjects is a little bit too much. So I might, cut down to 3 or 2 subjects instead. You can totally do that, not a problem, but make sure you do it before the 13th of November, because if you don't do it before that date, then you'll get charged for your class unless you've got an exceptional circumstance. So definitely keep date of the census date. Okay, so the next slide is about how to apply. So I know there's lots of you on here who have already applied and received your offer or in the process of applying, but I believe there's also some people in here who are just at that inquiry stage. Now, most individuals will just apply directly to UOW College, to the UOW College website, especially if you feel like, you've got a particular case where you need to be assessed on a case-by-case basis. So someone like myself who didn't have an ATAR, who hadn't been in, any sort of formal schooling for quite a long time, that would be the best option for me. Now, you'll find that there's students that are in year 12. There is early admissions as well. Early admission offers just went out this year for 2023. With early admissions, the college is part of that process, but you don't actually preference the college. What you do is you preference your bachelor degree options, and then the university will assess you. And if you're not eligible for a bachelor offer, you'll be passed over to the college and more than likely receive a pathway packaged offer through the college. So you'll get that diploma plus bachelor offer. And then there's the University Admissions Centre. So the University Admissions Centre is where you can go on, you can preference 5 different universities and with 5 different courses, basically. And then the University Admissions Centre does different rounds and they'll release those rounds and you can secure an offer that way. You can preference college courses on the University Admissions Centre. A lot of students will preference a Bachelor of Course first. So for example, a Bachelor of Business, and then they might put a Diploma of Business underneath that. Because if they don't get the bachelor offer, then chances are they'll get that diploma offer. But then again, there's other students who are like, well, you know what, I'm not going to lose any time if I do a diploma, as opposed to just going straight into the first year of the bachelor. I may need a bit of extra support. So I'm actually just going to go with a diploma plus bachelor offer because it suits me more. It's a viable option and it's going to help me succeed and do really well when I go into university. So I guess we're at that stage now where it's time for questions. Unfortunately, Henry couldn't join us this evening. I think those tech issues just became a bit too much, but that's okay. I'll be able to answer everyone's questions. I'm going to go through here because I can see that a lot of questions have come through while I've been talking. So just bear with me for one moment, but feel free to keep asking those questions as well. And I'm more than happy to answer them. This is the perfect opportunity to ask those questions. If you have any questions about, I guess, my experiences at the college as a student, I'm more than happy to answer those questions as well. If you're feeling a little bit, I guess, worried about, going back into study again, I'm more than happy to chat to you about that as well. So let's have a look here. I can see someone wants to defer for the July intake. Now, you can definitely defer for your July intake. What you will need to do, though, is send an email to UOWCA Future, and that will come straight through to me and my team. I believe it was shared down the bottom there, but if you need me to share it again, I can share that again. And we can arrange to get that deferred for you. So we'll get our admissions team to defer that offer, and then you'll get a new start date for July in 2024. Let's have a look. We've got some more questions. So someone else has asked, when do we get a notification that you may have been accepted into the college course we've applied for? So generally we say about a 2-week turnaround. However, feel free to send an email to UOWCA-future address that was just shared before by my colleague, and I can follow up on that one. So I'm more than happy to do that, James. So just send me an email and that'll come through to me, and I'll have a look into that application for you. I can also see that one of my colleagues did answer that question once I scroll down here, so thank you. Someone has asked me about what the date is for timetables. So generally 2 weeks before session start date. So what you'll find is classes start on the 23rd of October. So that would be around the 9th of October, you can start choosing your timetable. If you have any questions about that, or if you need any help when it comes to that, we can definitely help you out from there. I can always assist, and we've also got our current student team too that are there to help you out. Someone has asked about COVID vaccines and procedures being scrapped, received 4 vaccinations. Do I need to bring that documentation? Unless you're, I'm not quite sure what this is in relation to, Anna, but I'm guessing maybe you're referring to the diploma of nursing. If that's the case, then you do need to, I believe you still need to have those vaccines. I'm not 100% sure though. But is that referring to the diploma of nursing? I can always find an answer to that question as well from our diploma of nursing program manager. Okay, no, so it's not in relation to that. Then you should be fine. Then if it has nothing to do with the diploma of nursing, where you'll be working with I guess unwell patients and things like that, then there's no need that you have to bring any documentation about COVID vaccinations. Another question about timetables. Yes, so you'll choose your timetable through the Student Online Services, which is SOLS. Once you enroll, you should be able to gain access to that. Once again, if you don't have access to that, or if you need assistance with that, we can definitely help you out. Just send that email to the UOWCA Future. I might just share it again though, just because I'm sure it's gotten lost along the way. So I've just shared that again for anyone that needs to send an email to me about whatever it may be. Question here about, yes, so I've got a question here about the extra support that students receive. Now, with that, yes, it can definitely help you with anything with like ADHD, dyslexia. I know that we've got a few students that are dyslexic that need that little bit of extra time to help them when they're reading questions for exams. So what we generally advise you to do is to reach out to one of our student advisors. Like I mentioned before, they're your first point of call, and then they can get you in contact with the accessibility and inclusion people who can help you, who can help do up an access plan for you. So that access plan will consider, you know, ADHD, dyslexia, whatever it may be, and then they'll work with you to figure out how they can help you out best. Once again, if you need to get in contact with a college advisor, we can put their email into the chat, but you'll also find that if you just go to building 30 when you're on campus, the college advisor, their offices are just right at reception there, and you can ask to have a chat to one of the college advisors, and they'll be able to help you out further. Their names are Greg and Chris, and they're both really, really lovely. Let's have a look here. We've got a couple more. So when do you need to apply for the HEX help loan? So you'll apply for the HEX help loan when you go through the enrollment process. So there's a step there. I can't remember exactly what step it is, but there is a step when you go through that enrollment process where they'll ask you about the HEX help loan. And that's when you can apply for it then. But once again, if you get stuck on anything, or if anything's unclear, just reach out to us. We're always happy to help. Okay. Okay, I'm just having a look at some further questions now. So about how would you know if your HEX has been approved? It'll show you in the actual application process. It'll tell you if you're eligible for HEX. You won't have to wait, an extended period of time. You'll be able to find out instantly. Does anyone else have any other questions for me at the moment? We've still got plenty of time, so feel free to ask away if anything's unclear. Also, for everyone that has an offer already and will be attending summer orientation, just keep in mind that there's going to be lots of great sessions there too. So if anything's unclear, hopefully all of those uncertainties and all of those questions that you need answered will be answered at orientation. Okay. Looks like there's no more questions in the chat at this stage. I'm just going to put it onto that screen for now, which has the request a callback and the apply now QR code. So if anyone wants to scan those, you can definitely do that. Let's see, I've got a couple of other questions here. Okay, so someone's just asking about being unable to finish high school and how they can go about explaining their circumstances. Once again, and I know I keep on referring back to this, but the best way to do that is, because I know in that application portal, there's not necessarily a way that you can explain your circumstances. So what you can do is you can send an email to that UOWCA future email address again. So submit your application, send the email explaining your circumstances to that email address, and then I can attach that to your application, and we can also share that with our academic program manager who assesses certain applications on a case-by-case basis if need be. And we can definitely consider all of those circumstances. I hope that's answered your question. I've also got a question here about how many hours per week is it usually every Monday to Friday? So it's not necessarily every Monday to Friday. With the college and university, you can, depending on how much of a study load you have. So if you're studying full time, you're probably looking at about 2 to 3 days on campus, more likely 3 days. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be in classes, from 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock every day. It may be that you have a class in the morning and then you've got a few hour break where you can go and study in the library. That's generally how it works. So sort of for each subject, you're looking at around 6 hours for each subject a week. So yeah, you're definitely not going to be there every Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. That won't be the case. Someone asked, what were the dates for the UOW Wollongong campus orientations again? So they run from the 16th to the 18th of October, but the 18th of October is for the Liverpool campus. So the 16th and the 17th. So depending on what course you're studying, that will decide on what day you need to attend. So there's only one day that you need to attend, either the 16th or the 17th, but it would depend on what you're actually studying. Let's see if there's any more questions. No more questions at this stage. Does anyone have any questions about, I guess, student life? Anything? Is there anything there that you're nervous about getting started? I've been in your shoes before, not that long ago, a few years ago now, but it's all very fresh in my memory still. Is anyone here? Sorry, go for it. Is there a question? No, no question. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like that's most. Oh, we've got another one here. Okay. So okay, so someone's just asking about the application process and regarding time and how long it takes to hear back. So generally what will happen is you'll submit your application and then that will be assessed by our admissions team. If they can't assess that directly, then that will go on to our academic program manager. And there may be a further step that you need to take. So it may be that you just need to sit a language literacy and numeracy test, which is basically just an assessment that you sit online at home. We send you a link to your email address and you just sit that at home. So that's something that I had to do myself because I left school without completing high school. So I had to complete an assessment, an LLN assessment. If you're doing the English component of that, you just need to get a 50% to pass. And the mathematics component, if you need to do that, is a 60%. But not everyone needs to do the mathematics component. It just depends on what you're actually studying at the college. So, for example, I did the university entrance program, wanting to get into a Bachelor of Psychological Science. I only had to sit the English component of the entry assessment. However, in psychology, there is statistics, quite a heavy amount of statistics, but you do study those in your course. So you will have a mathematics subject around that. Okay. Okay, I'm just having a look here to see if there's any other questions. Someone's just asking about how long after completing the entrance test, so the mathematics and English components, would you hear back? Generally, we say about a week. But if you find that you're sort of waiting longer than a week, definitely reach out to us because that's something that I'll follow up on and we'll get the results for. Because I know it's extremely nerve-wracking having to wait and see what your results are. So definitely reach out if you've had to wait longer than a week. Okay. Well, it looks like we've got most questions answered. Okay. So I guess for anyone that has like any really specific questions or really needs that like an individual phone conversation outside of this information session, I would highly encourage you to give us a call on 02, I'm going to share it in the chat again, 392 330, or to send an email and to the UOW Future, and we can help you out from there. It's just a better opportunity for you. We can sort of have that one-on-one conversation on the phone and we can troubleshoot any issues you may be having. So highly encourage you to reach out. You can send an email tonight. You can call us tomorrow and we'll be able to assist further from there. It'll be me that you're talking to. So it'll be a friendly face. Okay. Any further questions? Still got a little bit of time if anyone does. Even if you don't have any questions now, you can always reach out to us again and we can answer those questions for you. I know if you're anything like me, 1,000 questions will pop into your head at the end of the information session once we've all signed off for the evening. So don't worry if that happens. We can still get an answer to your questions. Okay, everyone. Well, it seems like that's it. I feel like we've answered all of your questions this evening. We might end it there. We are ending it a little bit earlier than usual, but that's okay. It is a Wednesday evening, very close to dinner time, so I'm sure you're all probably hungry and have had long days. So I really appreciate you joining me this evening and finding out a little bit more about the college and its pathway options. And I really hope that I've been able to give you some valuable information. But thank you very much, and we will hopefully see you all on campus very soon. And to everyone starting in summer 23, look forward to seeing you at orientation. Thanks, everyone.